Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Today I'm playing some Mono Blue Tempo in standard, best of three. A couple of months ago, I played a similar list and had a whole lot of fun with it. Since then, that video has received some comments, people asking, hey, do you have an updated list for this deck? And while I haven't personally been playing this list too much, I did come across a 5.0 list on mtgdecks.net by a person known as probably a nerd, and I thought their list looked really neat. So I thought, you know what, let's throw it together and try it out on the arena. I have made some changes to the sideboard from the original list. I'm going to post a link to the original list and, of course, links to my list as well. Now, there's something I want to talk about before I get into this deck list, and that is TMNT. Unfortunately, this list is not playing any new cards from the new TMNT set, and that is a little disheartening because this week I have been bashing my face off of Arena Standard. In fact, I'll be honest, I've been having kind of a rough week. I've been trying to make some of the cards from TMNT work. I actually like the set. At first, I was a little lukewarm when I heard, oh, Turtles are coming to Standard. But as I started looking at the cards and looking at the design, I kind of fell in love with it. In fact, so much so that I have the precon sitting here. I have cards on the way to the house that I'm going to upgrade the precon with. So I'm kind of digging it. And in fact, I've been enjoying some of the cards in Standard. However, Standard is so dominant right now with the top decks. I know a lot of people are saying that Standard feels like a very healthy format, and sure, there are a lot of different decks. If you like playing those decks and you're not tired of those decks yet, then I could see you making the argument that Standard is in a good place. But for me, the definition of a good Standard is when somebody can grab a card that they think is interesting, throw it in a deck and have some success with it, or they can experiment with some of the new mechanics from a new set. And what I'm seeing from TMNT is that all of the cards, or a good majority of the cards, are just so outclassed by mono green landfall. Right now it's so tuned, it is just running over people on turn 4 or 5, and if you do make it to the mid game, it is incredibly resilient, which is great. But honestly, the deck is, I'm kind of tired of it because I'm tired of all the triggers. Then you're running into mostly two different flavors of Izzet. You're either going to get hit by Izzet Prowess, which is going to kill you with some Otters, which we're going to try to do in this video today, or you're going to get hit by the Slick Shot Show Off. It's not a whole lot of fun. The other one is the Izzet Lessons. Nobody likes Izzet Lessons. They sit there, they draw a million cards, they take forever with their turns, and it's just not a good time. So those are the two main decks I'm seeing in the ladder. And then I'm seeing quite a bit of Dimir Kaito, which is probably the most honest deck out there. I would love to run into that a little bit more, but I don't see it nearly as much as the first two. So because the top end of the meta is so dominant by such strong decks, I feel like the TMNT cards are so outclassed, and it makes brewing with those cards really rough, and I've just not been having a good time with it. So I do need a little bit more time to figure out those decks, play around with those decks, and see if I can make something work. So in the meantime, we're going to be playing this Mono Blue Tempo list, and it is a familiar list, I'm sure. We are, of course, doing the Boomerang Basic, Storm Chaser Talent, plus Elusive Otter stuff. You can expect that. I'm sure you've been hit by Otters quite a bit lately because they're all over the place. Then we have a whole bunch of 1 CMC instant speed spells and some sorceries. Are there any sorceries? Yeah, Enter the Enigma as a sorcery that are going to support the plan there. Then we have a little bit more power in the 2 slot with the Planisphere and the Drake Hatcher, along with Belion. These cards are all going to be very powerful attackers. Belion, one of my favorite cards. I wish I saw it played a little bit more. We are actually only playing 2 copies of it. The original creator had a 3rd copy in the sideboard, but I've cut that out. Then we have 3 copies of Stock Up at the top end, and one more interesting card, Unstable Experiment. This is the card that kind of piqued my interest when I first saw this list. I thought, whoa, what is that card? Target player draws a card. Cool. Then up to 1 target creature you control connives. And connive, I had to read it a few times. To have a creature connive, draw a card, then discard a card. If you discarded a non-land card, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. So we are drawing 1, and then we're looting 1 and possibly putting a +1/+1 counter on a creature. So, you know, there's some upside to this one. It's kind of an interesting card. I'm willing to try it out to see if I actually end up liking it or not. Then over in the side, we got some Annul. This is good against Lessons, I suppose. It's also really good against the Nursery. I've been running it in a lot of my blue-oriented decks. Into the Floodmaw to bounce some big, nasty stuff. Spell Snare is going to come in against the Badger Mole Cub decks. Ghost Vacuum and Soul Guide Lantern are our graveyard hate, and then we just have a Disdainful Stroke and a Negate to round out our game plan against control decks. So that is the deck. No TMNT, unfortunately, but we do have a little bit of Spider-Man. Let's hope that Peter Parker here can give us a little bit of luck in the arena. See you over in the games. Okay, game number 1. Hoping things are going a little bit better for me in standard. I've been having a bit of a rough time in standard. I'll be perfectly honest. Things have been things have been going a little shaky. Opening hand, we do have our Planisphere that we can really load up with a lot of stuff, but we don't have another creature. I would love to have a Storm Chaser's Talent or, of course, an Elusive Otter. We do have the opt. I'm going to try it. 2 lands should be enough to fuel it. But yeah, we'll go from there. Looks like we are probably against Dimir. Okay, Drake Hatcher's good. Dimir mid-range, more than likely. Sometimes you run into a Ninja's deck. Apparently they exist on the ladder, but I haven't really seen them other than the one that I made in my video. We're going to get hit by the Spyglass Siren. I think I'd rather opt than try to bounce the Siren. That's not really a great target to be bouncing. If they have something to sneak in, going to be bad. Anyways, while our opponent is hitting our face, I didn't say in the intro the usual spiel about subbing up because I was too busy crying about how standard's been getting me down, but that's a whole nother thing. If you can, help the channel continue to grow. We are doing okay these days. We just cracked 2030 on the subscribers, and that's a pretty sweet thing to see. So thank you very much to all the people joining up. If you can continue to sub up, and more importantly, leave some comments down below. Comments are the best things for me to be seeing. Bitter Bloom Bearer. I saw a video the other day saying that this is apparently the most expensive card from Lorwyn Eclipse, which caught me off guard a little bit. I know it's a good card, but I guess people want it for their EDH decks more than anything. But it is the card that is, it's the chase card, I guess we want to say. Okay, so our opponent doesn't seem to have anything. So I have a choice here, and I think it's kind of a fun choice. I might want to try to get this Drake Hatcher making drakes instead of putting out the Planisphere. I do need to get it up to, I guess I did just need to get it up to 3. So I probably should have just done Planisphere. Yeah, should have done Planisphere first. I was thinking I was going to get it up to 4. But, well, okay, we'll just hit for 3. That gives us 3 counters on it. That lets us do a Drake. And then go from there. The Enter the Enigma was just in case I could do another 1 CMC, another 1 CMC, and get it up to 4 is what I was thinking. But hopefully that 1 point of damage won't matter. In fact, I know it might, because the other day I did have a game that I definitely lost because I didn't do 1 extra point of damage at one point during the game. And it's rough when it gets like that. Well, I guess when you have the opportunity to do the Storm Chaser's Talent Boomerang basic thing, you kind of take advantage of it, and you do exactly that. So let's load up things. We didn't hit the land, which is a little bit of a shame here, but I think what we can do is just put a bunch of Otters and a growing hero on the field, and we're going to send the hero in. If they want to put 4 creatures in front of the hero, they can definitely do that. And then from here, we're in a pretty good shape because next turn we can bounce something. We can maybe enter the Enigma on one of the creatures and find a bit of damage. They are up to 5. They load up the Risen Reef to mill themselves. That is a choice. We take 4 damage all day long. And we find a land. So from here, how much damage realistically could we do? It's not really enough, is it? So let's just keep loading up the board. Sure. Planisphere. And they're going to be in this position where they're going to have to chump block something. We are going to be a little bit soft to a board wipe, so maybe I'm going to leave up the Spell Pierce. Let's hold the Drake Catcher back, I suppose. Definitely, if they double block there, we'll throw off the opt to save our Otter. But I think probably if they're just doing it like this, we're going to hold the opt and hold the Spell Pierce. Okay, they're going to force the opt. Willow Rush Verge, I think we don't really want, but the Boomerang Basic I will gladly take. Oh my. It's always nice to get that. So we have our insurance with the Spell Pierce. They're going to take 1 point of damage from their Bitter Bloom Bearer, and I think we're in okay shape. I wonder if I missed lethal there because I wasn't really considering the life loss from the Bitter Bloom Bearer. It's okay. A little bit rusty with this mono blue tempo deck, but man, when you're just making things that are growing out of control, and otters are such a menace in the format right now. I don't know if you've had a similar experience to me, but I've been getting just absolutely beat down by otters. Oh, that's a Kavaro. What are they getting back? A deceit. That's okay, right? Okay. So they get the deceit, they get to bounce something, and they get to get something out of our hand. So they're going to kill an otter, right? No, they're going to kill the big boy here. So in that case, do I take the opportunity to... I have the Boomerang Basic. You know what? Let's just let them look in our hand. It's fine. They can make the choice, take whatever they want. I think it's okay. Yeah. There goes the into the Flood Maw. So we can still bounce something, and we still have tons of damage. We have the Enter the Enigma. I think they can't do anything about it. So cool. Good game one. So they are playing Kavaro, which means that maybe I should bring in the Ghost Vacuum is probably going to be the best choice in this situation. Sure. I don't really want to go... I feel like this is not like a dedicated graveyard list. It's a little bit weird to see the Kavaro with the Deceit. I'm just going to bring in two of the Ghost Vacuums, and I think that's probably going to be enough. Oh boy, the list is really tight. I actually don't really know what I want to be taking out. Maybe one of the Planispheres because it's pretty vulnerable to bounce, and then I guess the Unstable Experiment is a bit weak in the end, so we'll get rid of one of those. All right, game number 2. Game number 1 a little bit shaky. I'll admit that one, but it was kind of a dominant performance from our deck. Okay, opening hand looks good. We go turn 1, Storm Chaser, turn 2, Planisphere, and then try to find more action with these cards when we can hopefully start attacking in. They just have that. A new plan. We got a Belion on turn 2. Oh man, I love this card. This card is... I want this card to be the baseline of everything in the format. Cannot get enough of my Belion. They kill my otter. Okay, that's fine. I'd rather them murder the otter than murder my Belion. So we'll get this onto the field, and then next turn we go Planisphere into whatever else. The real question is going to be whether or not I want to opt to try to find a third land. Sure. Well, I guess we're not getting the Planisphere because they'll probably take that. So in that case, maybe I just sit on the opt this time around. They are down to 2 cards. They are taking damage, though. There's the Deceit. Okay. So now maybe they take the Secret Identity to get rid of a little bit of protection for the Belion. They take the opt. Okay. I'm kind of okay with that. Yeah. Well, let's draw a card at the very least. We'll see if we can find some protection for old Belion here. We do not find any kind of protection. So from this position, maybe we're looking at leveling up this Storm Chaser's talent at some point. Which, do I just want to... No, we'll just go in for 3. It's fine. We'll save our cards. The hand disruption from the opponent, pretty effective there. That hurt. Getting rid of our Planisphere was huge, especially considering we have the Secret Identity in hand. It would have been awfully helpful. Quantum Riddler. Man, this is a card that I got to play with too. It's such a powerful card, and I'm not sure how many times I've even used it in games. Okay, from here, let's just attack for 2. It's fine. Do they have removal for our Belion? They do. Well, we'll give our boy Hexproof, because I think it's so important to protect that card right now. And that kind of sucks because it does take me off of my Stormchaser's Talent. I don't know if I really want to fire off the Enter the Enigma because it's possible if they tap out this turn or play out all of their hand, we could maybe kill them with a Belion if we chain some stuff together. Maybe not. No, we're not going to pump up that much. But there's the Kaito. Okay. Well, now the Enter the Enigma is our way to make sure that Kaito is removed from the field. And I think probably that's going to be worth it. I need some good draw here. That's okay. So now I got to spend another card here to make sure that I can get rid of the Kaito. I think you got to get rid of a Kaito. You can't just leave a Kaito on the field, right? Oh, stock up is so big. That's okay. We didn't need to do stock up before combat because we only needed 4 damage on Kaito, and we'll do this, and we'll find, ouch, Ghost Vacuum and Opt. It's okay. If only I could have used the Belion mana to get the Ghost Vacuum on the field. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's this? Okay. Well, it's a very fair duress. The problem is it's lifelink 4 lifelink. So this Gearhulk might end up sealing it for the opponent. They're going to be able to gain back a lot of life, and I don't know if Belion is going to be able to overcome that on his own. Boomerang Basic is okay. They have Ward 1, but I think it's probably better to just do the Otter plan and play towards making a very wide board. That's okay. So we want Belion to get up big enough so that they would have to... yeah. I was thinking, do I want to attack in for 4 and make them think that they could just put the oil deep... what is it called? Oil Deep Gearhulk in front of it. They just go with the Spyglass Siren, which is okay. And we may as well put the Ghost Vacuum onto the field just in case there's a disaster in the near future. We have 2 mana available to us. We can protect our Otters with the Secret Identity. And this Elusive Otter is going to be a pretty good one that can sneak by the opponent potentially. A Quantum Riddler. That's good. They get to draw 2 cards. Man, drawing Quantum Riddler off the top of your deck must feel so good, right? Talk about your ideal top decks. Whew. No wonder this card is played in Modern, I think. Okay. They're gaining a little bit more life potentially. Yeah, Kaito on the top of their library. I think we're toast. I don't think I can possibly do 15 points of damage this time around, especially through a Dreamweaver. What a silly thing to say. I can't do so much damage through the Dreamweaver. Okay, we may as well exile the Deceit. Yeah, of course, you exile the Deceit every single time. Okie dokie. Now we do have the Enter the Enigma over here. But then that only leaves us with 2 mana. It's not enough mana. So is the game plan actually to just survive and get this up to level 3? I don't think that's ideal. The sucky thing is this Dreamweaver just chump blocks me all day long, right? Stormchaser's Talent. So we can do Stormchaser's Talent and also level up the other Stormchaser's Talent. And then we still get to leave up the Secret Identity for the following turn. I think I don't hate that. Okay. And then we leave 1 Otter back. Is 1 Otter back going to be enough protection? We do have the Secret Identity. They do have potentially the Risen Reef coming at us as well, but this Otter needs to jump in front of the Oil Deep Gearhulk. I think I need to put maximum damage on the opponent. Okay, so here's the plan. survive and use Enter the Enigma to hopefully squeak out a win next turn. Okay, it all comes down to how much removal they... oh, Kaito can come in and try to stun. Maybe that's their plan. They're going to try to stun the Otter, but we will definitely fire off the Enter the Enigma on... Yeah. So we need to use all of our resources just to get a chump blocker. But we are able to. They still swing in, of course. Okay. Pass to blockers, block. Oh, wait, I don't need... Hang on a second. Ooh, okay, hang on. Do I take the risk? If their last card is a Dream Beaver, we die. However, I think I need the Beaver, or I need this Otter to maybe swing for lethal next turn. Okay, no block. There's no way they have a Dream Beaver in hand. There's no way. Oh, okay, I think I made the right choice there. We may as well eat this. And what do we draw? We draw a secret identity. So is it better to go and grab another... I could just go grab a bounce spell. I could grab a secret or Enter the Enigma and guarantee that I can... No, it's fine. It's silly to even think about this, right? I think we just do it this way because we have the secret identity. It's representing so much more damage. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. My ordering there is stupid. I should have definitely just opted because then I would have had that and I would have had the stock up. It doesn't matter. We have far more damage than we need. Okay, so Otter to the sky. We take down a Dimir mid-range list playing Oil Deep, Gearhulk, Kaido. That was okay. That was fun. It was good first performance out the gate for old Belion there. What an actual good back and forth. What maybe standard is healthy. Cubs win. 2016 is our second opponent here. And opening hand, oh my god, it's so close. Do you trust this op to find you the second land? Because if I find a second land, like this hand is so good. I'm feeling lucky. After that last game, I think I'm riding a little bit of a high, and I believe in the mono blue tempo deck to find me the land of the 19 that are remaining in the deck. Okay. Yeah. It should be okay. We get to look at potentially like the top 3 cards. There's surely going to be one of those cards in the top 3. We're against robots. Okay. Oh man, if we hit a land, okay. Okay, that's the first one. We still get, okay, we still get the third one. The third land is the land never ever punished, and it is the best land that we could, or best kind of card we could get as well as that land. So now we can do the boomerang basics nonsense. We can put the Planisphere on the field as well next turn. And yeah, go a little bit crazy. I think next turn, if we find our third land, I don't know how you want to classify Belion here, but if we do find one more land, we'll be in tip-top shape here because we can go Planisphere plus talent, then we can do our bouncing stuff later on. The opponent is going to be making a wide board though, full of robots. How do you guys feel about Rust Harvester, by the way? Rust Harvester, one of these cards that this is another list that I've been trying out. We didn't find it. So do we go Planisphere or do we go... Man, we have so many choices. Drake Hatcher is also kind of good. But Drake Hatcher is probably not... Drake Hatcher could get in quite effectively. You know what? I think I'm going to go Drake Hatcher. I believe the benefit from getting these 2/2 Drakes is actually going to be pretty huge against these 1/1 drones. The 2/2 flying Drakes going to be pretty good blockers in that case. But yeah, how do you feel about Rust Harvester? This is one of the cards, like this robot list has so many different ways that it can be built. And I've been experimenting with lots of different stuff, and oh, it feels awkward. I don't know. The Rust Harvester seemed like a good idea, but it just actually didn't end up playing out the same way or the ideal way that I wanted it to be doing. What is this? Heirloom Epic. Draw a card for each mana in this ability's activation cost, you may tap an untapped creature you control rather than pay that mana. Hang on, what? Draw a card. For each mana in this ability's activation cost, you may tap an untapped creature you control rather than pay. So you could tap 4 creatures to draw a card. I see. Okay, we did not hit the land, so I think what we do this time is we dig for the 3rd land. We're going to Stormchaser's Talent. I wonder if that noise came through. I think somebody upstairs is moving some furniture or what have you. Cubs win. Can you please not like let every card go to rope? Okay, things resolve. I don't know. Oh, they have this the Soul Guide Lantern that they could be activating. Right? Yeah. Okay, please be a land. Please be a land. Please be a land. If it's a land, it's massive. It's a massive swing for us. No. Okay. Well, we still get to hit them for 7. We get to make a 2/2 Drake. And we still have a pretty good hand. Like 2 enter the Enigma. That could, you know, find us our 3rd land eventually. Unfortunately, man, the things are the hand is good, but we're just kind of drawing a little bit of the wrong side of it because we can't even take advantage of the Belion with his open mana because we haven't found a single instant speed spell. Everything is the sorcery side of our deck, which is wild. We do have Secret Identity. You know, we're probably not going to cast Secret Identity, but it is in the deck. We have the ops that we could find. Even a Spell Pierce would have been okay. Only 1 Spell Pierce in the main board, but still, yeah. Back to the robot deck. Wow, the opponent has also found an awkward side of their deck. How do you feel about the robots? They go nice and wide with a bunch of 1/1s. I've had a couple of good games with them, but in the end, like, Pyroclasm exists, and Pyroclasm really sucks when you get hit by it. They desperately draw a card. They have 1 more mana open with this Springleaf Drum, and they play out another one. So they're going to have 1 air blocker, and so probably, I mean, we can just kill them this turn, right? We still don't find the land. So let's go enter the Enigma on the Drake because that's the only thing that they can possibly block. We get that, sure. Crazy. It's crazy. So then do I try to draw 1 more card or do I just... You just throw down the Stormchaser's Talent. They might have something, but I think the opponent... We both drew so poorly there. Okay. Annul seems okay. Spell Snare also doesn't seem overly bad. They do play some 2s, although they haven't played the 2s in this matchup. I know the deck is pretty heavy on 2s, but I think probably just putting in the annuls is going to be okay. I don't imagine that our Spell Pierce is going to get too much value against them. They are playing a lot of this kind of stuff, but you know, the annul also hits that, and I think that's fine. Oh, my game is messing up. Okay, so let's trim a little bit more. Can I please have a sideboard? No? Okay, so our sideboard has disappeared, so I cannot bring anything in. Into the Floodmaw, I think probably not overly good in this matchup because I don't think there's going to be a lot of things that I'm going to want to bounce back to their hand. The things that, you know, if I put something back in their hand, it's just going to be another great thing for them to flop back out onto the field. So probably attacking under their creatures or just through their creatures is going to be the better play. Is this as good as it can be? Opening hand, like this is pretty great. Oh, Nesting Bot. Nesting Bot is still in the format. Did you know that? I had no idea. Okay. So Stormchaser's Talent onto the field. We didn't find our 3rd land. Neighbors are moving. 8:30 a.m. Whoa, I hope that's not coming through on the microphone. I'm sure it is. This microphone picks up everything. The opponent, unfortunate, stuck on 1 land. That's another thing I found about this deck. The way people are building this deck is quite greedy oftentimes, and mana base. can get you down, especially in best of 3. There's no hand smoothing in best of 3, so you get what you get. Oh, Dusk Rose Reliquary. That's good. Okay, we can bounce that. But would I really even want to bounce it, right? Like, again, I feel like bouncing their stuff is not ideal. So instead, the Drake Hatcher's good. The Planisphere is good. The Planisphere keeps growing. The Drake Hatcher just can't probably get in. I think I still go with the Drake Hatcher. It's fine. And I am going to do the Storm Chaser's Talent bounce. We get to draw a card. We have a Storm Chaser's Talent for next turn. Enter the Enigma is very good for the following turn because now potentially our Drake Hatcher can get in for quite a bit of damage. And I think if we make even 2/2/2s, we'll be okay. If we make 2/2/2s. They found kind of a mana source. Do they have a second Dusk Rose Reliquary? They don't. Okay. Well, there's our unstable. Well, I think we stick to the plan of enter the Enigma, Boomerang, Storm Chaser's Talent. We knew that we were going to draw the Boomerang basic because we are enlightened gamers. So we definitely just, you know, played it knowing that we were going to draw it. Missing on the lands, though. That sucks. So we get their Nesting Bot. Like 100% of the time they block. They get their other 1/1. It just replaces itself. It's really, I really like Nesting Bot maybe in this deck. It's kind of cool. But we do get to make one Drake, and then on the following turn, it's possible that we can maybe get in to make a few more. But we don't have evasion this time around. But with the opponent stuck on one land with the Springleaf Drum. Okay, when this enters, draw a card, then discard a card unless you control a creature with power 2 or less. Also, kind of a cool card. Split Skin Doll, and the art on it is creepy. Sorry, opponent. Your deck has betrayed you, and we find that. Well, we could go stock up. Stock up almost certainly finds us the card that we need. But I think probably I want to just make sure that these Otters can get in safely. That's where my head's at right now. Safe-ish. Okay, opt. Secret Identity, great. You know what? With the Secret Identity, we do this. There's no question about that. We send our Drake Hatcher to the sky. It becomes a 6/7. And it's going to make 2 more 2/2 Drakes. Do they have something that they could do here? I don't think so, right? No. Pretty rough one for the opponent. Their deck definitely betrayed them games 1 and 2. And our deck felt a little clunky in this matchup, I will say. Game number 3. So far running okay. 2-2-0 wins with the Mono Blue Tempo list, but I think we've been getting a little bit lucky. Game number 1, you know, the Demir list did put up quite a bit of a fight, but that second game was definitely just good luck for us. Oh, this one's a tough one because we have just the elusive Otter, and we do have one way of protecting it, but if the opponent has obviously 2 forms of removal, then we are going to have a hard time. They did mulligan down, depending on what the matchup is. Ooh, okay. Okay, I kind of like the elusive Otter in this situation because the mono green opponent is very limited on what kind of removal they actually have access to. They have the Archdruid's Charm, and they have, a lot of them have been playing the enchantment, the 0/2 your creature fights another creature spell. That would be pretty devastating right now. Land plus that spell would absolutely wreck me. They hold the Shaz's Chocobo back. Interesting. So I think from here we can opt just to see what we find. Maybe we find a Storm Chaser's Talent or something. Into the Floodmaw. I think I don't want a second Into the Floodmaw. I would even rather just a land. And I'm not sure I'm willing. I could just bounce the Shaz's Chocobo, but probably the Into the Floodmaw is going to be more valuable later. But if I do bounce the Shaz's Chocobo, I do get in for 3 points of damage. Like, does that matter? I could also just enter the Enigma now, guarantee that I can get through, and then pray that they don't have the removal for the elusive Otter. Okay, opt. Fine. So we have 3 mana for the next turn. We could stock up. We could do whatever we want. So we get in for 3. It's fine. Probably the Into the Flood Maw is going to be more important to take out like a Hydra that's going to murder us at some point in this game, because it seems to be that's the way things go. We could also Into the Flood Maw to get rid of a Nursery. That's not what I really want to be doing, but I think bouncing a Shaz's Chocobo is not the biggest deal. Then again, they could have Bushwhack. Who had Bushwhack on their bingo card for cards to expect from the mono? That's kind of the way things have been going for me, is the most like unexpected answers coming out from opponents. What did I get hit by last night? Oh, man, it was like a Elspeth's Respite kind of card, one of those types of cards. And it's just like, really? That's what you're playing? Okay. Bouncing the Traveling Chocobo is probably not the worst idea here, but do I want to do it on their upkeep? Because I can at least get my Drake Hatcher up to a 2/4 and then also hold up the Secret Identity. Yeah, fine. So let's bounce the Traveling Chocobo, I guess. And we'll see if we can get like a cheeky kill on the Shaz's Chocobo. I do have 2 Secret Identities now. So if they do try to attack in with the Chocobo, maybe I can make something happen here. No, if they miss their land once again. Yeah, so why would you attack there? Okay, so now I think we try to make some creatures. Okay. If I do it this way, I'm going to kind of go shields down, unless I find another castable spell here. I don't. I really want to get 6 on the Drake Hatcher so I can at least make 2 babies. And we have plenty of land, so we'll just grab the action. We'll get in for 6 damage. And worst case scenario, our Drake Hatcher dies next turn. No land. Please, no land. No land from the landfall deck. Interesting situation there. Now, this looks more like a regular mono green Tifa landfall deck, which is something that's a little unexpected in this current meta. Yeah, I thought most people switched over to the Harmonizer version. Into the Flood Maw is probably going to be okay in this matchup. So we have 2 more Into the Flood Maw. I feel like Spell Pierce has lost a ton of value in this matchup, so we probably don't need that. And Secret Identity is really good because it allows us to fly over the opponent's creatures. Probably they have a lot of creatures that gum up the board, which means that maybe like honestly, the Drake Hatcher might lose a lot of value in this matchup. I just don't think I can really get in with it. At least the Planisphere can grow out of control pretty effectively. Okay, we'll try like that. So bring in 2 Into the Flood Maw, take out one of the Drake Hatchers. Although Drake Hatcher in that last game did kind of save us. I think it was a little bit of a sketchy situation. Let's see what Devodus can do against us. Is that how you would say that name? Devodus. Okay. You keep it, right? There's no way that Stormchaser's Talent plus Boomerang Basic is a bad keep with 1 land. I think you can take the risk and do it every single time. And even though good game from the opponent, they say GG, what does that mean? Scoop it up. You know what? I'm okay with an early concede sometimes. Like I've been having such a rough time climbing through standard that yeah, I'll take what I can get. So is the opt actually better here? The opt finds me it lets me look at kind of 2 cards where the Boomerang Basics only lets me look at 1. So I think I do need to opt here. And it is a Willow Verge Rush, so Okay. We keep it and we go with the, you know what? No. We'll attack in for 2. And we'll put out the Elusive Otter. If they cannot deal with the Elusive Otter, it's going to do so much damage over the next 2 or 3 turns. That might make the difference. They have the Ouroboride. So Ouroboride, you know what? That is, in my book, a pretty good target to be bouncing. So I could Storm Chaser's Talent and bounce. Or I could Boomerang Basic. I think I'm going to go this way. This cuts me off of a land draw possible, but I still think it's okay to do it this way. We'll attack in for 6, set them back ever so slightly. If they want to put out the Ouroboride, it's possible that they have to use the Llanowar Elf one more time, and we still have the Boomerang Basic to maybe bounce it once again. With 3 Otters on the field, 2 spells with a potential other spell from the draw from the Enter the Enigma, maybe we find some way to win here. They opt not to go with the Ouroboride and instead load up the field. So it's risky. Let's see what we draw though. We're going to go Enter the Enigma. If we draw a land, we don't draw a land. Wow. Do I have to bounce the Mossborn Hydra? I think I probably do. If they have a protection spell for the Mossborn Hydra, they don't. But if they did, it would have been bad news. We get in for 6, and then maybe next turn we can kill them with the Secret Identity, but things are like kind of a little sketch, right? We do have technically two spells that I can cast, because I can cast the Grove's Bounty for X0. And if I do that for X0, it at least gives my Elusive Otter a trigger here. So creatures with power less than it cannot block it. They do have 4 mana, so they might just slam down the Ouroboride. But I might just also make the Elusive Otter a 3/4. It goes up to a 4/5 and then a 5/6. So it's not enough damage. Okay, Ouroboride. So they have 2 blockers. Oh. Does that make a difference? Kind of. Because now I can do it for X1. So we send 1 Otter to the sky. And we send this Otter underneath everything. And that looks like a win to me against Ouroboride. They give us the Badger Mole Cub at the end. They double block. That's a spite block. And look at that, taking down a more traditional looking mono green landfall deck. When was the last time you saw mono green look like this? It's been a little while for me. What are we looking at for time? I think I can go one more. It's definitely a little bit upsetting that we are currently 6-0. 3 clean sweep games with a deck that's not playing any TMNT. Man, I want the TMNT cards to be good. Mutagen Man. How absolutely cool is Mutagen Man? It's such a sweet card. And in fact, I think it's one of those cards that does have the possibility to make it into some real decks. It's a fantastic card. It is, and it's cool. So Mutagen Man, very awesome. But Michelangelo Weirdness to 11. I want that card to work. Cracking my finger, sorry. I want that card to work so badly. It is such a neat card. It is a Hardened Scales on a creature. And oh yeah, I'm trying to cast out the Willow Verge Rush. I always say, how often do I say Willow Verge Rush? I think I probably constantly call this Willow Verge Rush. Willow Rush Verge. Yeah. Weirdness to 11. Cool card. Hardened Scales on a creature. Should be cool. Then you have Mikey and Leo. Mikey, I think it's Mikey and Leo, which lets you draw cards every time a +1/+1 counter is put on something. Man, I want it to be good. But unfortunately, like those cards just, they're not there. They cannot compete. Yeah, well, let's just attack. Let's see if they block with the Deep Cavern Bat, right? Never. Oh, target player first, okay. And then up to 1 creature. I don't know if I was supposed to put it. No, I was supposed to connive on the elusive otter. Whoa, brother. How could you do me like that? With the spell snare, had I only did not expect a spell snare, and I was actually thinking about discarding the spell snare to the connive, which was the reason why I did it in that order. Boy. Oh boy. Okay, so they do have the Soulstone Sanctuaries. I do have to be aware of that. I can Elusive Otter for X2. This feels bad, right? Do I want to put them all on? No, let's put them all on this one. So this one can at least get in for an attack this turn. If they have removal spell for it, though, we are toast. Flood Pitch Drowner. Oh man. Oh man. Okay, so I should have gone 1-1, I guess, in hindsight. Is it worth it to attack in? I think it's actually worth it to attack in with the 2 Otters. If they want to put the Flood Pitch Drowner in front of one of them, I'm okay with that. That way they cannot shuffle away my elusive Otter that's sitting here with 2+1/+1 counters on it. That's the slight upside. They are gaining slightly some life every turn. So mitigating the damage that we are actually putting on to them. And our poor... I guess we just play out everything, right? We can't attack in because of the Soulstone Sanctuary sitting there. It has... Oh, I can attack in. They're missing a land. Okay. I'm glad I checked it because it's 4, not 3. I thought it was 3 to activate for some reason. So they kill my boy, and I cannot do anything about that. Okay. Boom, get in for 2. They're going to heal that 2 back. Not a big deal. We get another Elusive Otter on the field. I guess, well, I mean, the best card that we can possibly find right now is Boomerang Basic. Isn't it always a Boomerang Basic? I think so. Every single time. It's not bad. You know, it lets me attack in for 6. It gives me another card that's going to be a threat in the future. It's better than drawing... Well, even drawing a land here is not so bad because I do have the Storm Chaser's Talons that I can level up. And they now unlock the power of the Soulstone Sanctuary. So they're able to get in for 6 each turn if they want. Why, opponent, you attack in with the Soulstone Sanctuary, my friend. Yeah. This is all I can do, and I cannot attack in yet. Man, we need opt. Fantastic. Even a stock up would be okay. A land would be okay. Give me something, game. Please, 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 please. I don't know if they... Okay, there. They've figured out that the Soulstone Sanctuaries have vigilance. Because of that, do I have to double block? I think you double block like this. Let's get rid of 1. The Soulstone Sanctuaries are going to kill me if I don't get rid of them. Game. That's brutal. Okay. The deck has been running very well. I guess it's only appropriate that now it has a big old finger up its nose and decides that it's not going to function against an opponent that had 3 points of hand disruption. Man, these cards. I need these cards. Please, Deep Cavern Bat. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Well, I have no choice. Let's put the Otter in front of it. The hero is a constant grower, so I think you throw the Prowess creature in front of the Soulstone Sanctuary every single time. Did I draw 3 Planispheres in a row? Yeah, okay. GG. That game hurt. But when your deck just kind of runs with its finger up its nose, it runs in such a poor way. What can you really do, right? So, bouncing the Deep Cavern Bats kind of sucks. We don't have a way of stopping that, but the Spell Snare is probably going to be pretty good against this opponent. They have the Flood Pitch Drowner. They have obviously the bats that we can maybe hit. So I think I'm just going to go down one Spell Pierce. And also, is it the flood? Is it getting rid of both of the Flood Maw? Because really, I don't want to be bouncing much of their stuff. All of their stuff has ETB stuff. So I think it might be okay to go that way and just hope that I can straight up counter those spells before they do work on my face. All right. Opening hand. Oh man. I'm all in on the Planisphere, but if the Planisphere gets, I mean, it's gonna, the thing about this hand is like this dies, but maybe I can get it out on turn. No, it's so, this was a bad keep. I don't know. I don't feel good about this one. And if they have hand disruption right now, of course, of course we don't have a creature. We have the thing that they can just steal. Okay, well, let's opt, because if I find a Storm Chaser's Talent, maybe it's okay. I'm going to keep the stock up. I think the stock up's okay. It lets us dig really deep next turn. They have a Deep Cavern Bat for the stock up every single time. Oh my god. So this Dimir list, think about the contrast from the first game against Dimir into this game. It's a little jarring, isn't it? We'll just put the Planisphere onto the field. The hero can sit there. It's probably going to die. We can at the very least use the Enter the Enigma on the opponent's creatures. It never feels good, but it's a way of drawing cards. That's interesting. They didn't have anything. Surely they have some kind of removal here. Floodpitch Drowner, okay. That's better than murdering my poor thing. So if we bounce to Deep Cavern Bat, unfortunately, like it just doesn't do anything. So I'm gonna sit here and do nothing. I don't, like, is it worth it to throw off the Enter the Enigmas to draw more cards? I don't know. And they have a Kaito. Okay, Kaito means that the Planisphere stays on the field. And unfortunately, it's still going to be tapped down for one more turn, so I can't get this Kaito off the battlefield. But what I'm going to do this. I'm going to bounce the Deep Cavern Bat. It sucks to bounce. Why did they shock in? Why did they shock in that Watery Grave? They have, you know what they have? They have a Spell Snare. They have a Spell Snare, which means if I take either of these creatures, it's going to get Spell Snared unless I grab this. So if I grab Drake Hatcher and my Spell Snare, then next turn I can maybe catch them. The thing is, I'm getting hit by a Kaito. They have the Floodpitch Drowner that they can play out again. They have the Deep Cavern Bat that they can play out again. The Deep Cavern Bat, huge difference maker in this matchup. I don't believe the first opponent was playing it. And against Deep Cavern Bat's like one of those weird cards that sometimes it feels kind of bad. And then at other, wait, why did I grab the Spell Snare? Spell Snare doesn't stop Spell Snare. In my head, there was some like logic that was going through my head that was like, this is smart. I'm smart. We're gonna at least try to kill. We're gonna at least try to kill the Kaito this time around. Okay, I mean that works. Okay, and double Drake Hatcher. But yeah, anyways, Deep Cavern Bat, great card. I think they know. They know. They didn't. Whoa, was that just a mind game putting in the Watery Grave untapped 2 turns ago? Okay. That talk about unexpected things. All right. Do they have another Floodpitch Drowner? If they have another Floodpitch Drowner, it's gonna suck. It's really gonna suck. So this is whenever I cast a non-creature spell. So only the Enter the Enigma is going to pump it up, but I think I probably have to try to do it. If the Drake Hatcher actually connects here, we could be in really good shape because we start making drakes. And this is my only... They turn off my drake hatcher. It still gets bigger, though. Ooh. Oh. Oh. So I don't get the prowess trigger here. But, no. I don't think it's worth it. I think what we do is we just attack. Oh, man, was that wrong? Was it wrong? I don't know. We're going to take 5 damage here, potentially. They do also have the Soulstone Sanctuary. Actually, I might just die here. Maybe I should have bounced the Tishana, because then I could have at least gotten 1, 2, in the air. And now that they have the Deep Cavern Bat, it's gonna go up to a 3/3. Yikes. So if they attack all, we go down to 1. They hit us for 7. All right, go down to 7, or go down by 7. And all I can do is bounce the Deep Cavern Bat. Get that back. The trigger actually doesn't work. I thought the trigger was going to work. So we're dead. We're dead. I guess we're technically not dead. Because I can do this. I can attack in with both of these creatures. No, there's no point in attacking with this one. But we do attack with that one. It has vigilance. And at the very least, I can make a drake. Tough one. I think the opponent had my number. They had exactly what they needed to fight against me. And we drew a lot of lands in this matchup. This thing's got me riled up. And they just put out an Honest Kaito. Does Honest Kaito kill me? It makes things very awkward because they tap down this Drake Hatcher. And then I have to chump block with this Drake Hatcher. If they don't tap down my Drake Hatchers, at least I could double block with the Tishana onto the Tishana and trade 1 for 1. But this way, it's literally just putting... Yeah. All right, we'll make the 2/2. The 2/2 can stop the Spyglass Siren, but they can still attack in with the 3/2. Yeah. Yep. That's the right attack. No choice but to do this. And we find a Spell Snare. It's not good enough. GG, opponent. They have so many ways of killing me. What a rough way to end the video. We get absolutely walked on by Dimir. You know what? That's what happens when... Hey, do you guys want to talk conspiracy? You go on a 3-0 win streak. You got to run into the loss, right? Just saying. All right, so here is an updated version of the mono blue tempo list, and it's working as intended. I still don't know about Unstable Experiment because the only time that I did try to cast it out, I think it got spell snared, right? Probably it's okay. It's, you know, it's a card that it at least draws a card. It's instant speed. That's good. That's what we like. Unfortunately, also, Belion didn't really show up to give us good mana. And that's, you know, one thing that this deck definitely needs is one more instant speed, 1 CMC draw spell. If we can get another one of those, which I don't think actually exists in the format. 1 CMC, instant speed, draw. Let's do like that. So we have, well, we have that. Fleeting Distraction. That's okay. What's this one? Target creature gets -1, -0 until the end of turn, -4 if you control an outlaw. I don't think we have any outlaws in here. Is she an outlaw? No, human wizard. So we need another opt, but that would make obviously this deck so powerful if we can always have Belion at the go on the opponent's turn and doing something with it. Otherwise, I mean, what is this card really doing if we put this in? It's just not quite good enough. So I think the deck just kind of needs like another instant speed 1 CMC thing, and we don't exactly have that. But since we don't have it, Unstable Experiment, it's fine. It's okay. That's it for this one. I mean, I don't have much to say most of the time at the end of these videos. I had a lot of fun playing this one. It did feel better except for that last game, but honestly, the opponent's deck ran lickety smooth, and my deck didn't function around bats ripping it apart. That's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it and stuck around until the end. If you did, thank you very much to all the people who do genuinely make it to the end of these videos. I know some of you are out there, and I do genuinely appreciate it. If you can do anything to help the channel grow, I do also appreciate that. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dad. This guy that misspeaks constantly is making weird videos on the internet. That's it for this one. I hope you all have a great weekend. Take care for now. Sarang ipana, and I'll catch all of you in the next one. Bye-bye.